This is the criminal story of Mohammed Masan aka Dogo Presoo. Mohammed Masan, popularly known as Dogo Presoo, was a well-known figure in Mombasa's Old Town. His early years were filled with joy and simplicity, playing soccer on the sandy beaches, soaking up the sun, and sharing laughter with friends. Those carefree days, however, would soon be overshadowed by a darker reality. As he grew older, Presoo's close circle of friends, Bobocha, Shaffer, and Amito, formed a tight-knit group. What began as a strong friendship gradually morphed into something far more sinister. They went on to establish the TMK gang, a name that would come to be feared across Mombasa. By 2016, they officially solidified their gang's identity as the TMK. On the surface, they portrayed themselves as protectors of their neighborhood, claiming to shield it from rival gangs in Majengo. But this was merely a facade. Driven by an insatiable thirst for power, the gang's actions soon became marked by increasing violence and destruction. Presoo, who had once been a carefree boy, now emerged as the gang's ruthless leader. He orchestrated their activities with a chilling precision, transforming from a local youth into a feared gang boss. Their original mission of protecting their turf took a dark and twisted turn. Instead of safeguarding their community, they began terrorizing innocent Kenyans. The bright promise of their earlier days dissolved into a haze of coastal idleness. With no stable jobs and a constant fear of attacks from rival gangs, their lives spiraled into chaos. In their secret meetings, they plotted against rival gangs and planned their criminal activities. These sessions were often clouded by the effects of a commonly abused drug, easily accessible and known for its mind-altering properties. The substance, which had a significant impact on their decision-making, played a crucial role in their reckless and destructive choices. The drug's effects were visible in their discolored tongues. As their addiction grew stronger, so did their craving for violence. Unlike their counterparts in Nairobi, who wielded firearms, Dogo Presoo's gang preferred cold steel, knives, and machetes. Fearless and defiant, they showcased their weapons online, even adopting a menacing logo featuring an axe. This online bravado sparked a fierce rivalry with the Flopa gang from Majengo. Ironically, the Flopa gang was much like TMK, a group of childhood friends bound together by desperation and substance abuse. The online feud between the gangs intensified as the Flopa gang began flaunting their own weapons, pledging allegiance to their turf and warning rivals to stay away. The conflict escalated dramatically after the mysterious death of a Flopa member, Wisu. On August 12, 2016, Wisu was hacked to death by unknown assailants during a wedding in Old Town. The Flopa gang immediately blamed TMK for the attack. This murder wasn't an isolated incident but part of a troubling pattern of gang-related violence at night weddings. However, Wisu's death, being a high-ranking member of the gang, made it particularly significant. In response to the growing violence, the Mombasa police chief issued a ban on night weddings on August 16th, hoping to curb the gang-related attacks. Following Wisu's death, the Flopa gang was determined to exact revenge. Fueled by anger and grief, they orchestrated a retaliatory attack in early November. This act of violence was their way of avenging their fallen comrade and demonstrating their resolve. The attack was brutal and swift, aimed at sending a clear message. In response to this escalation, Dogo Presoo, enraged and determined, made a public vow to hunt down and confront Fakiai Ropa, the leader of the Flopa gang. Presoo's promise to track down Ropa intensified the already volatile situation, setting the stage for an even fiercer clash between the two gangs. Dogo Presoo sent a strong warning to Fakiai Ropa via WhatsApp and made the threat public by posting it online. Just 2 days later, he went on a social media rampage, making 3 posts that intensified his threats and declared his intention to go after the Flopa gang. His posts were full of bravado, taunting the Flopa gang as cowards and showing no fear. In his tirade, Presoo ignored attempts by some Flopa members to call for peace, clearly unsettling them with his threats. His determination for revenge and refusal to back down pushed the conflict to new, more dangerous levels. Dogo Presoo taunted the Flopa gang, calling them cowards. With tensions rising, the police began monitoring the online feud closely, aware that the situation could turn violent at any moment. Acting swiftly to prevent a potential tragedy, they arrested 4 key members of the TMK gang: Bobo Cha, Amito, Ismail, and Swaley. During the arrest, the police recovered several items, including a fake pistol, drugs, and machetes. Despite the evidence, the 4 suspects denied having any connection to the items found. Their arrest did little to deter Preso. On December 1, 2016, just 2 days after the arrest of his associates, DOGO Preso posted a final, defiant threat to his rivals. His message made it clear that he remained undaunted by the police action and was resolute in continuing his conflict with the Flopa gang. Preso's determination to escalate the feud only heightened the stakes, pushing the situation closer to a dangerous confrontation. Since the Flopa gang had not yet ventured into his territory, DOGO Preso decided to take matters into his own hands. He planned to ambush them at their homes in Majengo. True to his word, during the festive season, Preso and his TMK gang launched a violent attack in the Majengo area. The gang recorded themselves carrying machetes, ready to confront anyone they encountered. Tragically, they came across an innocent young man. Overpowering him, they brutally attacked him and filmed the entire ordeal. Preso even posted the video on his Facebook account with a brazen caption, warning viewers of its shocking and gruesome content. The savage nature of the attack prompted law enforcement to take the situation more seriously. The escalating violence marked a turning point, making the conflict between the TMK and Flopa gangs increasingly deadly. After the brutal attack in Majengo, DOGO Preso retreated to his hideout in Old Town. On February 1, 2017, he resurfaced online, reaffirming his intention to keep targeting the Flopa gang. His threats continued to fuel the tension between the gangs. Meanwhile, the police were closely monitoring Preso's activities. They bided their time, waiting for the right moment to act. Their patience paid off on April 1, 2017, when members of the TMK gang carried out a morning attack on an M-Pesa shop owner in Old Town. This CCTV footage vividly captures the moment the attackers arrived at the M-Pesa shop. Armed with weapons, they are seen entering the shop, their movements precise and coordinated. The cameras record them as they forcefully take 100,000 Kenyan shillings in cash and airtime worth thousands. This footage clearly shows the gang's brazen robbery, providing crucial evidence for the police investigation. You can see the entire sequence of the attack, showing the severity and audacity of the crime. In the weeks following the robbery, authorities completed their investigation and, on May 1st, publicly released images of the entire TMK gang, placing them on the most wanted list. At the top of this list was their leader, DOGO Preso, along with notable gang members Amito and Bobo Cha, who had previously been arrested. On June 25, 2017, Bobo Cha, undeterred by his status on the most wanted list, emerged from hiding and attacked a man in Matabini. He stabbed the victim and stole his phone. However, as Bobo Cha attempted to flee, he was recognized by angry citizens who had seen his face on the most wanted list. They cornered him, and a mob, enraged by his violent actions, beat him to death. This violent end for Bobo Cha was seen by many as a form of karma, especially given that he had previously posted a photo boasting about how they would terrorize innocent residents. On the same night that Bobo Cha died, the police conducted a raid and flushed out 5 criminals from their hiding spot. The raid was widely covered on television, showcasing the recovery of crude weapons from the suspects. Bobo Cha's death had a profound impact on the TMK gang. As a high-ranking member, he was deeply mourned, particularly by his girlfriend, who vowed to avenge his death in a Facebook post. The intensified manhunt for the gang members put immense pressure on them, causing fear and anxiety. Feeling the heat, DOGO Preso, aware of the police's relentless pursuit, decided to surrender. Accompanied by civil rights groups and MP Abdulswamid, Preso turned himself in to the authorities, recognizing the seriousness of the situation. During his surrender, DOGO Preso claimed that the attacks he had carried out were acts of self-defense. The MP Abdulswamid, who is now the Mombasa governor, intervened by promising to mediate and bring the warring gangs together to seek a peaceful resolution.
Naweka hawa vijana wote kwa ukumbi mmoja. kila mmoja ni lazima watu waweze kusameheana. We cannot live kama kicowboy hapa.
He played a key role in facilitating a temporary release of the gang members from custody, aiming to address the underlying issues and reduce the escalating violence. Days later, Khalifa Muhammad, a committed member of the TMK gang and a Form 2 student, surrendered to the authorities with his mother. The remaining TMK members were also called upon by the DCI to turn themselves in, which led to the gang's temporary disappearance from the public eye. Despite this, the gang soon returned to their criminal ways, operating under the radar. On July 20, 2017, DOGO PRESOO was arrested again after citizens reported his activities. He was released on a 15,000 Kenyan shillings cash bail. This arrest left PRESOO frightened, knowing that the police would not believe his claims of reformation. To avoid further legal trouble, he and his accomplices decided to move to Bahrain in search of employment, hoping to prove their transformation. In Bahrain, they secured jobs as security guards at a company called Security Solutions. However, their old habits of terrorizing civilians resurfaced. Just 3 months into their stay, the group attacked a colleague named Ramadhan with a blunt object, causing serious injuries. Ramadhan was rushed to a nearby hospital, but the incident underscored the gang's inability to escape their violent past. The 5 individuals were arrested, and a background check revealed their criminal past, leading to a firm deportation order. In addition to DOGO PRESOO, those detained were Jamil, his elder brother Omar, Fadili, and Abubakar. They were taken to the immigration department and deported back to Kenya on Sunday, October 27, 2019. After their deportation and return to Kenya, they vanished from the public eye and have not been heard from since. It's a stark reminder of the consequences of a life of crime and the challenges of escaping one's past. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.